All right. Good morning, team. Let's get right into it today. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about milestone planning for 17.0. So I'll share my screen. I think I've added the link to Slack. So let's go over it and so that we can answer any questions that you may have.
Hey Maverick, I don't have access. It says I need to request access to the Google Doc. Did we
If you
change?
click on the link that says like
Thank you.
editor extension crew, it will work for some reason.
Yeah, click on the other
Oh,
link.
okay. Yeah, interesting. Okay, cool. I'm
You
in.
don't have access to the Google Doc or the
No.
planning?
There's like two links on there. If you click one, it's probably a
I think
different
it's
Google
confusing
Doc.
that we have two links actually.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll tweak that. Where's the two links? Is it in the old?
I think it's probably
Right?
old or something where it says I see attendance is optional, but participation is encouraged. There's like a link. I think there's a link field. You probably want to change that out to whatever the
Yeah,
new
I'll,
one.
I'll post it in a Slack.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I'll share my screen so we can get started. All right, so today we're going to talk a little bit about milestone planning for 17. First off, milestone 17 it technically starts on April 13th, but that's a weekend. So April 15th to May 10th, that's the milestone duration for 17. And our focus is going to be three things. First off, Duo Chat. We'll focus on JetBrains and ways to minimize usability bugs and refine the overall integration. The second thing we'll do within Duo Chat relates to Visual Studio. So hopefully we'll have a functional version of Duo Chat that we can test internally. I know John is working on some of the underlyings for that. The second theme is authentication and token management. So we need to enhance the authentication and token management across our editor extensions overall, but we're prioritizing VS Code extension first. The last theme is telemetry and proof of concept series. So some of you are working on bits that relate to telemetry. Dylan, Lena, I know you guys are working on things that relate to telemetry. So we'll complete the streaming telemetry work for language server, improve telemetry across our editor extensions, and kickstart team POCs and proposal series. John has a proposal. Angelo is working on a POC, along with a few of the rest of you are also working on some of those things. So hopefully we'll be able to devote some time to that. The planning board is linked. The bit that I may need help with is labeling. The only two labels that I'm familiar with right now are the workflow and the deliverable stretch. So if there are any labels that may be missing or things that need to be added, feel free to ping me and teach me, or send me a handbook so that I can learn. In terms of issues, our PM has earmarked 15 issues as workflow ready for development, which means that those are our top priorities. And these issues are listed below. You'll see them at the bottom. So those are our priorities for milestone 17. It doesn't mean it's the only things that we're going to be working on, but those are our deliverables in terms of prioritization for 17. And each issue has been assigned either a deliverable or a stretch label, depending on, what it is or what you've decided it is in terms of deliverable or stretch. In terms of our capacity, we're at 82% team availability. This is based off of PTO and some of our team members ramping up and some of our team members moving on to greener pastures. And our estimated weight budget is 36. I won't go into too much detail on how that is calculated. But if you want to know, feel free to ping me and I can walk you through how we calculated the 36. So out of the 36, we're 24 of 36, which gives us a bit more room to add new things to work on other bits if we decide to, or to carry over things from 1611 that potentially need to be carried over. So hopefully in the async Wednesday async bits that you've done, you've mentioned that. I've seen a couple of you mention that some of these may be need to be carried over. If you haven't done that, please do that as soon as possible so that we can include that into the planning process and add that to the weight. All right, so let's go down to the different sections. So for VS Code, there are going to be 3 issues that we're working on. They all have their labels, assignments, and weights where they were given, and we'll follow up with team members to get new weightings if they're missing. JetBrains obviously is one of our top concerns, so it has the most issues, with 2 of those already being delivered, I think, by Jean-Gabriel. So 4 and 6 will most likely be replaced by Dasha with new deliverables. Laura, can you touch base with Dasha to provide some, and Ali to figure out what those 2 may be, if you think that there's room for more?
Yeah, of course.
Perfect, thank you. In terms of Visual Studio, I know John is working on a proposal to support Visual Studio actually being the next thing that we do. So those are the 2 that he'll be working on, along with probably another one. We don't have any deliverables from Dasha for NeoVim. And the last one is the language server. Similar bit, number 2 has been delivered by Lena. So Lena, can you connect with Dasha to determine if there's a swap, or if you recommend a swap, please also add that in.
Okay.
All right, so this is where we are. Are there any questions? All right, the only one that I think I've already commented on this. If you haven't put weights on, I think all of you have done a great job. I think there might be 1 or 2 that need weighting, but remember we are at 65% capacity, so we have room to work on additional things if we need to. And that capacity also includes some leeway for things like customer calls, bugs that come up. So that is baked into the 36. So we've got like 30–40% to play with. If there are other things that you feel need to be included in this particular milestone, please bring those up to Dasha and myself, and we'll add those in. Also, please make sure that you let us know things that are moving forward to 16 to 17, meaning they may not be done, or they might be code complete, but for some reason you can't merge them. Let us know that so that we can make the adjustments. And also it's a great way to give us some understanding of some of the maintainer issues that you are all challenged with. It gives us an understanding of what that lag looks like. That is pretty much all I have. That's it. Anything else? Any questions on the planning bit? Are we clear on themes? Are we clear on outcomes? Anything that you want me to adjust?
Thanks, Maverick, for organizing it. This is like I feel like this is the first time that we have a very clear deliverable that we commit to. It makes good sense. Thanks. In addition to that, I added link to the agenda, to the document. You can have a look. There is a list of all the issues that are for our team scheduled for 17.0.
Oh, perfect.
Some of them are not on our list. I'm not sure what. Like, I understand that these are deliverables that we are committing to.
Okay.
The ones that are on the planning issue, and the other ones, I'm not sure how would you like to track them, but a list like this, in just searching issues is enough, or whether they should all end up somewhere on that planning issue.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
I'll definitely take a look at this and cross-check the two to see what the delta is, and figure out how to include those things in. They probably are missing specific labels. Again, give me some tips on labels. Erin, thank you for sending the thing on planning. That was super helpful. So just put those in the Slack channel and at me. I'm learning while doing. So please just send those things to me. But these are probably either missing labels or if there's something in the query that needs to be tweaked. So I'll take a look. Thank you.
They are not marked as deliverable. The only thing that they are, the labels that I was filtering by is our team or group label and the milestone.
Yeah.
And they're also not marked. Well, I see a couple of them marked as ready for development, just so that we're all on the same page. On the 4th of every month, Dasha will assign the ready for development tag to issues that are going to be queued for the future sprint, milestone. And the next week, which is this week, we will assign weights. We will follow up to determine whether certain things are ready for development or not. So this is the second week. So some of these don't seem to have ready for development, which means that they may not be priority. It doesn't mean that we're not working on them, and it doesn't mean that they're not important. It's just, but I do see some of these. I see some that have like planning for breakdown. So let me just look through the list. And when Dasha returns on Monday, we can talk and see which ones we can add to what we have, because we do have a little bit of room, if that makes sense.
Cool. I think one label we should look at as well is group editor extensions. If you include the editor extensions label, most of the projects have the triage bot set up. So the other labels for the group, the section, etc., should be added in automatically. It looks like that specific filter includes group editor extensions. So we may be missing some issues because of that.
All right, I'm just gonna put a little note in our little agenda so that I can remember. Okay, I'll look for that. Any other tips? And then we can stop recording and just say hello. Any other tips?
Wanted to say that it's nice to have it organized in a very easy to read manner. So I like how it looks like. It's very organized.
Well, thank you. We'll try to keep getting better. Please keep providing radically honest feedback so that we can keep making the process better. My number one focus over I officially began on March 1st, obviously, but my number one focus is trying to figure out ways to make planning a little bit more focused, and also hiring. I've been doing a lot of interviewing, but please continue to provide suggestions on tweaks. They're deeply appreciated, and I will action them. That's all I've got. I think we can stop recording.